Abuse of legal process. SC Quashes Furs alleging rape on false promise of marriage. The Supreme Court of India has quashed 2 furs lodged against a US-based Indian man by a woman alleging that he engaged in sexual relations with her under a false promise of marriage. The court found the allegations to be wholly unsubstantiated and an abuse of the legal process, characterizing them as vindictive and manipulative. A bench comprising Justices Vikram Nath and Sandeep Mehta set aside a December 2022 order passed by the Telangana High Court, which had refused to quash the fur registered under Sections 3762N of the Indian Penal Code and Section 32V of the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act, 1989. The accused, Badlanki Keshav Kesvakumar Anurag, had moved the Supreme Court challenging the continuation of criminal proceedings initiated by the de facto complainant, a 30-year-old woman, in furs registered in 2021 and 2022 at Madhapur Police Station, Cyberabad. The complainant alleged that the accused had physical relations with her during 2021 and 2022 based on an assurance of marriage, which he later retracted. However, the court found serious inconsistencies between the 2 furs. The first fur mentioned a single instance of intercourse on June 24, 2021. The second fur, filed a year later, cited 4 to 5 such incidents, all allegedly occurring before the one mentioned in the first fur. The court noted that the omission of earlier incidents in the initial complaint was not merely accidental but undermined the credibility of the entire narrative. It is thus inherently improbable that the complainant would have forgotten or omitted to mention these incidents of sexual intercourse made under a false promise of marriage, the bench observed. Critically, the court examined WhatsApp chats submitted by the accused that showed the complainant admitting to manipulative intentions. The woman purportedly acknowledged trying to get a green card holder, stating that she would invest in the next victim and even referenced strategies to provoke men into breaking up with her so she could move on. These chats depict the stark reality about the behavioral pattern of the de facto complainant who appears to be having manipulative and vindictive tendency, the court noted. Thus, in our opinion, the accused appellant was absolutely justified in panicking and backing out from the proposed marriage upon coming to know of the aggressive sexual behavior and the obsessive nature of the de facto complainant. The court also took into account a closure report filed by the police in the 2021 fur and a prior complaint by the same woman in 2019, where she had made similar allegations of sexual exploitation against an assistant professor at Osmania University. Regarding the charges under the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act, the bench observed that there was no material to suggest that the accused had committed the offense on the ground that she belonged to the SC/ST community. The court held that the SC/ST charge appeared to be an afterthought. Emphasizing the principles laid down under Section 482 CRPC, the court held that permitting the prosecution to continue in the face of such overwhelming contradictions and evidence of malicious intent would amount to a travesty of justice. Swipe left for next video. The facts on record clearly establish the vindictive and manipulative tendencies of the complainant, and these aspects have a great bearing on the controversy, the court said. Accordingly, the Supreme Court allowed the appeal and quashed the furs, granting relief to the appellant. Latest blogs.